Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kimberly McBroom. In Lynchburg, a man has been sentenced to 12 years in federal prison for distributing fentanyl pills. 25-year-old Elijah Pollard pleaded guilty to possessing pressed fentanyl pills with the intent to distribute. Court documents say Lynchburg police found pressed fentanyl pills, digital scales, cash, and a loaded AR-15 inside Pollard's apartment last year. Police executed a search warrant after making several purchases from Pollard as part of a joint investigation by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and Lynchburg Police. Now, police say the